Hey, beautifully polished. This is Debbie. It is Wednesday, and we are ready for Wednesday live training. I'm going to give people a second to hop on, and then we're going to get started. So I'm hoping everybody had a good weekend. We're almost halfway through February, not quite, but getting pretty close there, around Valentine's Day-ish. All right. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Jackie. All right, you guys. So we have a couple of people on, so we are going to get started. So today, you guys, I want to talk about consistency. This is a big word that we hear in many areas of our lives. As a parent, we have to be consistent with rules. As a pet owner, you have to be consistent with rules and schedules. As a friend, you have to be consistent in how you treat people. If you're working on a particular food diet or regime or a workout, you get the best results when you are consistent. People like predictability and repetitiveness. They like to know that you are consistent. So consistency equals results. And it doesn't matter in what area, any of those areas that we just talked about. In any of those areas, the more consistent you are, you're going to see better results for what you're trying to achieve. So how does consistency affect our business? Thanks, you guys. Sorry, I forget to look at the chats. Okay, what does consistency mean for your business? Where should you be consistent? What should you do? All right, well, as both a stylist and a leader, it's important to be consistent in a few different areas that I want to talk about. As a leader, I try to be consistent with rules, with training, with calls. We're not allowed to sell on Amazon, right? We're not allowed to alter the Color Street logo. We're not allowed to offer discounts outside our VIP groups. And I don't tell some of you it's okay and others that it's not, right? I'm consistent in sharing these rules. If it doesn't work for one person, it's not working for all of us. Just like if you were a parent with a young child, you know how important it is to be consistent with rules. Let's say you let your child eat in the family room one week, then the next week all of a sudden they're in trouble for eating. Then the following day you tell them it's okay, and then the next day they get punished for it. That kid doesn't even know what to expect from you anymore because the consistency isn't there about the rule. So people get confused when they don't know what the expectations are when things are consistent. And that's the same with us in Color Street and being a Color Street leader. We have to be very consistent about what the rules are. Training. I've done this Wednesday training now, gosh, with the exception of 1 week over Christmas. I've done it every single Wednesday for a year. People know where to find it. They know when to find it. I'm consistent, and people count on that. We have a team meeting the third Thursday and the first Monday of the month, with a couple exceptions here and there. But again, people know what to expect, and they like that. They know when, they know how, they know where, and it makes them trust, and it builds rapport. So being consistent in offering things, if you're a stylist in your VIP group, if you are a leader offering things to your team, it's so, so, so important to be consistent with that. Team members want to know they can count on you. Your customers want to know they can count on you. They want to know that you're going to consistently show up with your business. All right. So let's talk about being a stylist and where you should be consistent as being a stylist. Because again, consistency equals results, you guys. If you want to see results with your business, you have to be consistent with how and when you're working your business. So the first thing we'll talk about is parties. Let's say you have a bill you want to pay, or your goal is to do a certain amount of parties each month. No matter what your goal is, whether it's party-based, how many you want to do, or money-based, how much you want to make. You have that goal set that you have to hit each month. Then you have to consistently set a goal to achieve that. All right. So if you have a goal of making $500 a month, then you need to have parties on your calendar. Okay. You can't just think you're going to make not sell 500, but make $500 a month from randomly just doing things whenever you haphazardly do it. It's probably not going to happen. So let's talk about parties. The benefit of doing parties consistently is that if you do parties consistently, it should keep your calendar filled consistently. So if you hold a party, and the goal is always to get 2 more parties from a party. Does it happen every time? No. Do we try for it? Yes. Maybe some you'll get more, maybe some you won't get any, maybe some you get 2. But the goal is to try to get 2 from every party. So when you do that, now the next month you're already looking into having those parties. So if you hold 1 party this month, then hopefully next month you would have 2. The next month you hold 2, you book 2 at each of those. Well, my gosh, then the next month you have 4. But if you're not doing it and you're only doing it once in a while, let's say, well, I did a party back in November, I'm good. Okay, well, what about December? Then how did your January look? You have that $500 a month bill you're trying to pay, but you're not doing any parties to get there, it probably isn't going to happen. So the more you do it, the more parties you keep on your calendar, the more you will book, and then it just rolls right into each other. And you consistently start filling that calendar because you started them and now they just roll. And so consistently you're going to be doing them. Now, I'm not saying the only way to get a party is from a party. It's the easiest way, but it's not the only way. So if let's say you had a party in November, you could not for the life of you get one in December. Then in December, you are on the phone and you are trying to get parties for that month and into your January, because otherwise you're going to end up with an empty calendar for 2 months. And that can work too. So I want you to think about this. So last night, I'm trying to do 4 parties in one night because I am gone a ton this month. I have an in-home, but I wanted to get at least 4 nail bars in one weekend. So I got on the phone yesterday. I had 1. I got on the phone. I messaged over 65 people yesterday. So many people actually that Facebook, I kept on getting a pop-up message from my last 5 people that said it was questionable behavior. And I had to mark that I'm not a robot because I'm pretty sure they were borderline ready to put me in Facebook jail. So I decided I better stop for the evening and just go with what I had. So of the 65 people I messaged yesterday, I have 2 for February. I have 2 more maybes for February. I have 3 for either March, April, or May. Okay, I got about 15 people that said no thank you, and the rest did not respond. So what's my percentage there? My percentage is small of the people I messaged, right? But is it going to stop me? Absolutely not. It's not going to stop me. As soon as I finish training today, I'm getting back out there because hopefully I won't get these messages today. And I'm messaging and calling more people until I have minimum of my 4 for sure hostess packets to send out today. And then if the other 2 pan out, then great, then I have 6. But if you don't have my last party, one of my last parties last month didn't book parties for this month. I had 1 book, but I wanted more than that. So I have to go out and look for them. Is it more work? Sure. Would it have been easier just booking 2 at different nail bars? Absolutely. But I know I have the goal of Circle of Excellence. I know my goal is hitting at least $1,000 in sales. So if I have that goal, I need a minimum of 5 parties on my calendar because I want to make sure if anything happens or any are lower, I'm going to hit it. So by setting that goal for each month and knowing what I have to do and being consistent about it. So where did I get my names in case people were wondering that? I went through my online parties that I held between November, December, and January, and I just started going to every single guest and messaging every single guest. But the key is I've got to have these nail bars every single month. I have to keep parties on my calendar if I want the next party, which leads to new contacts, new sales, new hostesses, and new stylists, right? So I have to have it. Is it always easy? No. Do I always love doing it? No. But do I know I have to do it? Absolutely yes. I have to be consistent about getting on the phone and booking my own personal events if I want to keep my business up and running. So if you think about a store owner who doesn't get new customers in the door, right? They can count on their regulars, that's great. But a regular after a while, well, they have enough clothes or they have enough of this. You can't always count on regulars. You always need new people coming through that door. We always need new customers. So if you have a VIP group, you can't just sell to those VIPs because eventually they have enough or they stop. Have you ever had that VIP that orders from you so consistently and all of a sudden they bought from you in 3 or 4 months and you reach out and you're chatting with them and you don't really want to ask them, but they give you no reason. But life happens. Maybe their best friend or a relative started selling it, or maybe they just aren't wearing it anymore. But it happens. Your best customers sometimes are all of a sudden just done for a bit or for good. So you always want to find new customers. All right. So those new customers are coming from parties and events. You can get a customer from going out and sampling people, yes. But if I'm out sampling people, I might, let's say I do color 10, I might get 10 new customers this week if I talk to 10 people. But if I'm in a party, or an event, I'm getting a large amount of leads all in one evening. So you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. So this is why we consistently always have to get out in front of people. I don't care what level leadership you are. Just because, I'm a senior executive director does not mean I don't do parties anymore and I don't work my business. I also have to consistently work my own along with my team. So we just can't stop doing that. It's a forever thing. So sales, let's talk about that. If I have a certain sale goal I want to hit, I have to sell, right? Let's say I want to sell, again, that $1,000 a month. Let's say you are trying to hit Circle of Excellence every single month. Does that mean I can just kind of, randomly hope by reaching out to a few of my friends or posting that, St. Patrick's Day nails are going to get out? Not if I want to sell $1,000. I need to do more than that. If I want to sell maybe, a couple power packs of buy 3, get 1, sure. Posting in my VIP group might work. But if I want to get into enhanced commission and serious sales, I can't just expect my VIPs to fill that out. I need to be reaching out to people consistently. I need to be posting in my VIP group consistently. I need to be sending emails from the back office consistently. I need to be calling customers with follow-up and check-ins and customer service consistently. If I did an event last September and all of a sudden come February, I'm calling that customer for the first time, I better not expect anything from them. I better have consistently called before then, whether you do the 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, whether you do right away and you wait 6 weeks, whatever it is, you can't call them though after 4 months and just expect something. You've got to do follow-up in between there. So being consistent with your follow-up is key, and not even asking for anything, just checking in. How's it going? Did you get your nails on? Were you able to put your polish on? Do you have any questions? Then checking in again. Oh my gosh, just want to see, have you been wearing them? A lot of times my 2-day checkup, I have found people have not worn them yet. So by my 2-week one, I check in again. Hey, just checking to see what you like about your polish. Have you tried it? And sometimes I still get no's, which gives me another opportunity to reach out to them again and ask, all right, please tell me you've tried your polish by now. I just am so excited to hear how you like it. Again, just checking in with them, and then you can offer other things, but you want to make sure you're building that rapport with them. So in my opinion, and this is me, it's a great habit to be in of never selling less than $300 a month. That BQ we talk about. Why? Because by selling $300 a month, you're forming habits of how you're going to get sales. You're consistently talking to people to get those sales. It's not just a random act of, oh my gosh, my friend placed an order, I'm so excited. But you are consistently talking to people to be able to get that 300. So maybe you did that for a couple months and think, gosh, that's a party a month, or maybe me reaching out to 20 different people to get those sales. I think I can do more than this. Then maybe you want to up it to $600 because you want to start hitting enhanced commission. So how do you do that? Well, you probably need to talk to double the people. If you were doing one party, you need to be doing 2 to 3. If you were talking to 20 people, you need to probably be talking to at least 40. And maybe you're going to do that habit for a while of, hey, I think I'm going to hit 600. Whatever you choose to do, however many people you're choosing to talk to, however many nail bars you're choosing to do, the key is to do it consistently. Then you can always keep upping it. You know what, I think now I want to try 1,000, which means I probably want to do at least 5 parties this month if I want to try to hit 1,000. So what does that mean? That means I need to talk to even more people. That means I need to set higher goals. And but whatever you do, whatever goals you set, you can always adapt them. But being consistent, whether it's consistently talking to those 10 people you decide to talk to, or those 50 people a week you decide to talk to. So carving out that work time in your day is really important. When are you going to do your business? Again, this isn't just going to happen, you guys. We have a great product. It's an easy product to sell, but it doesn't mean our job is always easy, right? Our job is not always easy. Some days you wake up and you think, I don't want to get on the phone and I don't want to do this. But I know on my list to consistently sell, I need to talk to at least 10 people today. Get your 10 calls done and be done with it. All right. Or maybe you don't stop your calls until you get something. Just depends on how you set up your structure for yourself. But you've got to decide when you're going to work. So carve out that time so you don't push it off. You know I refer to working out all the time. For me, if I don't work out in the morning, I'm not working out. I know I don't have the discipline to do it after a day, like in the evening. Rarely. Rarely. A few times a year, maybe. I have to do it in the morning. If I do it in the morning, absolutely. I do it 5, sometimes 6 days a week. But if I did it in the evening, I would probably be looking at 0 to 2. I know myself. So know where you would be disciplined to set the consistency of when you're going to work your business. If you know phone calls are hard for you, then you know what? As soon as 9 o'clock hits, then maybe that's when you're going to start calling or texting or messaging people. Don't do it too early, right? But be consistent with it. Set that goal and tell yourself, you know what? I'm trying to up my game right now. I'm really trying to hit this goal. I know every day for the next 10 days, I'm calling minimum of 10 people a day. All right? And then stick with it. Okay, so now let's talk about the aspect of building a team. All right, this is where a lot of people say, oh my gosh, I want to build a team. I want to be a team leader. It'd be so great. And you're doing parties. But let me ask you, are you legitimately offering the business to people? It's very different just posting in a VIP page about what's coming up, posting our join promotion this month, which, mind you, I did it. I posted that in my VIP page. I posted that in my business page. But I also make a point to reach out to, I try for a minimum of 5. Some days I don't get to 5. At least 5 people a day is my goal, about specifically the business, not a hostess, not a party, not buying, not sending them a sample, but legitimately telling them about the business. And that's what I mean by offering the opportunity. You're not offering the opportunity by just saying, if someone says, I like your nails, you say, oh my gosh, it's Color Street, I do it myself. That's not offering the business, you guys. You can't count that. So if you're trying to build a team, you need to consistently be telling them about the opportunity, whether it's at a party and you're telling all 10 guests right then and there, whether it's at a Facebook party and you're telling all those guests on the Facebook group, but maybe you are still reaching out to some of them specifically who ask questions, or at closeout, you're talking to specifically some of those gals at the in-home. But I mean, if you are trying to build a team, then you need to legitimately and consistently tell people about the business, okay? And if you are honestly doing this, you're gonna get a lot of no's, just like I got a lot of no's or no answers for hosting, but I got some yeses, right? You're gonna, over time, if you are consistently reaching out to people about the business, you will over time get yeses, but it takes more no's to get to a yes, especially with the business. That's just how it is. Don't take it as rejection. Take it as, I'm super excited. I am doing this every day. And the more consistently you do it, I'm telling you, the more confidence you have doing it, because your vocabulary gets better, your fighting and handling objections get better. Everything about how you're handling your business gets better the more consistent you are. So if you offer the business, if you offered the business to a friend in November and you have not offered it again to anybody, just think of how hard that discussion is going to be now. What do I say? I don't know what to do. What if they say this? I don't know how to respond. But if you are consistently offering it to 5 people a day, think about how much more confidence, even amongst all the no's you're going to get, you would feel. Because again, in my heart of hearts, I know I have a great business here to offer somebody. So I know it's a business blessing when I'm reaching out to them. And so I know when I give them that opportunity, I'm giving them a gift that they could have. And I believe that. So if they say no, that's okay. I'm okay with that, because I'm going to offer it to somebody else who's ready for it. But it doesn't mean that person might not down the road come back to you, but maybe just not right now. But the key is offering it over and over and over consistently to people. both to get the stylist, but also to build your own self-esteem and practice with it. So I highly advise in any of those areas, whether it's your sales, be consistent, whether it's getting hostesses, be consistent. And I set out a goal each day for each one separately. I know how many people I want to reach out to about a party. I know how many people I want to reach out to about a sample. And I know how many people I want to reach out to about the business. Okay, so do I do it 7 days a week? No, but I try to stick to a certain amount of days each week, depending on the week, for what I want from each one, depending how my month is going. So I can't emphasize that enough, you guys. So my question for you today is, are you truly being consistent about what you're doing? Have you set a goal to BQ every month? Have you set a goal to hit Circle of Excellence, but you don't know where to begin? Begin by being consistent. You're going to write down, if you're going for Circle of Excellence, you need to sell $1,000 and sign up 2 people. How are you getting there? You need an action plan. How many nail bars will get you $1,000 in sales? I would not do a minimum of 4 unless you have some great parties and your party average is higher, but I would count on about $300 a party. I want a little fluctuating in case one isn't. Are you doing in-homes? My in-homes personally are higher typically than my onlines. So look at what your stats are to kind of ballpark what you think it should be. But I would say if you're hitting Circle of Excellence, you want a minimum of 4 parties on your schedule. If you want to sign up 2 people, my gosh, you better be talking to at least 40 people, at least throughout the month to try to get 2, okay? I advise you come up with a plan of what you're doing each day to hit those goals. I advise that you pick out your work hours and stick with them. Don't get it pushed off, say, oh my gosh, I gotta go shopping today because I'm out of my makeup. Okay, no, the makeup comes after. You said you were gonna work from 9 to 10, you work from 9 to 10, then you go get the makeup. I realize stuff with family can come up, but the things that don't need, the laundry, that can wait. I need a new pair of boots, that can wait, right? Get your work done, do the hard things first, and then go out and do the easy things. Like in the back of my mind, I know I want to go get something done today out by the mall, and I'm like, nope, I have to spend at least 2 hours working after this call before I go get that done. That'll be like my treat to myself after I work those 2 solid hours. Message people till you get what you want. You want 4 parties? Then you're not going to stop messaging. You're not going to say, oh, darn it, I messaged 40 people and that was my goal, and of 40 people, only 2 want to have a party. Then guess what? If you have a goal, then you are going to keep going and keep going and keep going till you get those 4 parties, okay? Or at least till you say, you know what, I did the best I could. I got 3, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to see where those 3 get me. All right, and then maybe you're going to work really good at that hostess coaching to get your numbers up and get people in that party because you have 3 instead of 4 parties. Call people till you get 2 people. Don't stop. Consistently reach out and talk to people about it. This is how you get results, you guys. So I challenge you again to look at how consistent you are. Are you working 1 day a week and talking to 2 people about Color Street, but you know your goal is to hit director by the end of the month? I'm going to be honest. That probably won't happen. It's not going to happen if you're working 1 day a week and talking to 2 people. So you have to make realistic goals for yourself of what you want to do, but whatever those goals are, if it's $300 in a month, then be consistent of how many people you need to talk to, how many nail bars you're going to do, and then if you're going to talk to people about the business. So I challenge you to be honest with yourself first, set the hours that you'll consistently work your Color Street business, and then decide what goals you have in this time frame, how much money you want to earn, how many nail bars you want to book, how many people you want to have join, whatever your goals are, then what are your action steps to be consistent each day to achieve that? All right, you know, we have the color 10 that Color Street talks about all the time. Is it color 10? Depending what your goals are, maybe you need more than 10 a week because you are trying to go big time. All right, so that is what I have for you guys. I don't see any comments over here because I think half the time the comments aren't live. I swear it's like delayed because then I'll go off and I'll see comments in there. So thanks you guys, everybody, for hopping on, and I hope this was helpful, and I hope if nothing else, it's giving you that fire to learn to be consistent and to learn that, you know, depending what you want to do with this business, if you are treating it like, if you want it to be a business and you want to make money like a business, then you've got to treat it like a business, and you've got to put the time in like a business, and you've got to be consistent like a business. If it's a hobby and you're casual and cool about, occasionally doing it, then that's totally fine. But for those of you who want to do this and you want to be consistent, and you want to see results, then consistency is your key. Okay? So that's what I have for you guys. I hope it helps. And you still have half the month to put consistency into place for the rest of February. All right? So have a great day, you guys.